Let's say you have a chemical reaction. Molecule A needs to react with molecule B. When they combine, they'll make an entirely new molecule, which I'll call C. This means that bonds in A and B have to be broken, new bonds have to be created, and we can jumble up our atoms to generate this new molecule, C. So how does this actually happen? Enter collision theory. Collision theory helps to explain how molecules react. Explains the mechanism of the reaction and the speed of that reaction. And this is kinetics. First, molecules have to collide. I bet you guessed that was part of collision theory. But this is why increasing concentrations increases reaction rates. Because statistically, we just have more molecules present to collide. But they can't combine in any possible fashion. We actually need to have our molecules collide in the right orientations. That means that if I need to break a certain bond and make a certain bond, I need the electrons and atoms in the right places to make it happen. And the third part of collision theory is that molecules have to collide with the right amount of energy. Because my reagents are fairly stable, I need to actually make sure that they can collide to induce those electrons to rearrange. So that takes energy. So if my reactants collide in the right orientation, if they collide with the right energy, the electrons contained in those bonds can move and start to form new bonds. And this combination of new materials in the process of making and breaking bonds, that's called the transition state. And transition states are very hard to observe experimentally, and that's because they're short-lived. They're unstable species. And this helps to explain something called activation energy. That's the amount of energy we have to put in order to reach the transition state. And if you think about how collisions lead to chemical reactions, collision theory also explains how increasing temperature increases reaction rates. Because as I increase temperature, I increase energy, I increase the force of my collisions and the number of collisions. So this is all going to lead to faster reaction rates. So if you like this, subscribe to our channel for more content.